challenge the commissioners to be handling elections in a way that brings confidence in the process.
Elections are central in the sense that it is the only medium by which every member of our society expresses their will to be governed. Being governed means a choice to take this nation into the future.
One of the new commissioners, Emmanuel Fabiano, says it is the role of the commission to abide by the law.
There is enough guidance that we need to use and follow as we conduct our business.
Early this month, the High Court fired 4 male commissioners, indicating that they were not duly elected.
As the winter season is at its peak in the country, the Society of Medical Doctors says the chilly weather offers a favorable environment for respiratory tract infections, which include COVID-19. Some parts of the country have recorded temperatures as low as 6 degrees, a situation which would continue according to the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services. Patience Lunda with the details.
For example, in Mzuzu and Dilongwe, temperatures as low as 3 and 4 degrees Celsius respectively were recorded in the week just gone by. Society of Medical Doctors President Victor Miti said the country has started registering a surge in COVID-19 cases, partly because of the weather conditions. However, Miti was quick to point out that most cases being registered in the country are imported from other countries such as Zambia and South Africa.
So the advice to the general public is that we should continue, following the preventive measures, and we should also continue being vigilant, present the hospital as early as possible. If the vaccine is back in the country, which now we have run out of it, then people should indeed go and get it.
Meanwhile, the country has run out of stock of COVID-19 vaccine, and the next consignment is expected between mid-July or early August. In a statement from the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services released on Sunday, Director in the department, Jola Munkhokwe, said due to the drop in temperatures, the general public should be alert.
Human rights organizations have urged government to institute thorough investigations of abuse of funds in district councils in the country. This follows a report prepared by the Department of the Accountant General that shows about 138 million public funds have been lost at Nkhisi District Council. Wezi Gausi has a report.
A report prepared by the Accountant General shows that 2 officers at Nkhisi District Council were getting undeserved huge salaries, and the council's payroll had 7 ghost workers. According to the chairperson for Human Rights Defenders Coalition, HRDC, Gift Trappings, government should take serious action on the matter. He says the incident shows that there is still abuse of public funds in government that government needs to guard against. Executive Director for Center for Social Accountability and Transparency, CSAT, Wile Kambandila, says government should not sleep on its job.
I think we are saddened by revelations that some officials at the Nkhisi District Council were getting monthly salaries in excess to 9 million, 6 million, way beyond the salaries that they get. But our take, we believe this is a scam. There are a number of players involved.
Executive Director for Center for Human Rights Rehabilitation, Secharara Michael Kayata, says the issue of corruption in district councils is not new.
Unfortunately, it's not the first incident. There have been numerous incidents of that nature across the country, and yet very little has been done to address the problem. I think we need to go back to our systems to see how effective the systems that we have, how effective are the internal controls.
Meanwhile, Kayasa says the country has to revisit its national integrity system as a matter of urgency if the country is to develop.
President Lazarus Chakwera has urged Malawians to be more patient with his administration as it works towards fulfilling the promises which were made during the campaign. Presidential Press Secretary Brian Banda made the remarks on Monday during a State House press briefing which was held at Chikokobe State Lodge in Mangochi. Johannes Simoni has this report, which is read by Jameson Chauluka.
Banda says President Chakwera is happy with how he has worked since being elected president, such that Malawians should expect more from his administration. Responding to questions related to job creation, Banda says government is yet to quantify the number of jobs that have been created by Tonse administration in the past 12 months. He says President Chakwera has a 5-year mandate that will allow him to present to Parliament 5 annual budgets, which present him with an opportunity to fulfill some of the promises. Banda further dispels rumors that the Tonse Alliance Summit, which was held at Chicago Bay last week, was aimed to discuss the possible appointments into cabinet. Speaking earlier, Director of Communication at the State Residency, Shoni Kampondeni, says the President will attend SADC Extraordinary Summit in Mozambique on Tuesday. Kampondeni also said President Chakwera is worried with security lapses in Mozambique, such that he held a meeting with heads of security agencies to find ways of dealing with the security concerns.
Country representative for United Nations High Commission for Refugees, Kwame Modese, says refugees should not be treated as a burden or threat to the country. Modese said given chance, the refugees can contribute to the social and economic development of the country. Emmanuel Simpokolwe has compiled this report, read by Fale Banda.
The country's representative was speaking on Monday during the commemoration of the World Refugees Day that took place at Dowa Community Center ground in Dowa. The commemoration theme, Together We Heal, Learn and Shine, started with a march from Zodiak refugees camp to the community center ground. Modeste has asked the government to include refugees in its agenda.
So most of the time, people are thinking that the refugees are a burden. Refugees are not a burden. Refugees are not a threat. Refugees can contribute to the economy if they have the opportunity. You know that this is why we said now we have the global compact on refugees. The refugees should not be a matter of only of UNHCR, only of the government. The refugees should be a matter of everybody. So it's important to include everybody in the assistance of the refugees.
Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Homeland Security, who is also the Commissioner for the Refugees, Kennedy Nkoma, said government remains committed to looking after refugees and asylum seekers.
They have always been together, and the element of coexistence between citizens and whoever comes within Malawi is most important, because that's the only way we can foster development. That's the only way we can give them services which are required as government.
Zodiak camp was originally meant for 10,000 refugees, but is currently accommodating more than 50,000 refugees and asylum seekers.
Minister of Agriculture, Lobin Lowe, on Monday made a surprise visit to Mzuzu tobacco auction floors. His visit comes at a time many farmers have complained about a high rejection rate of their tobacco. But as Feston Malekezo reports, Lowe says he is impressed with how the rejection rate has gone down.
This year's tobacco market was opened late April with rejection rate as high as 90%. But Monday, Minister of Agriculture, Lobin Lowe, speaking after he visited Mzuzu auction floors, said rejection rate has greatly gone down, hovering around 20 to 25%. Lowe then said they are failing to bring it even lower because some farmers are still mixing grades, which is not allowed.
The last time we were worried about rejection rate. It has gone down below 30%. It ranges from 23, 22. The minimum that was obtained was around 14%, which is very encouraging. And you may also wish to know that most of the buyers are now participating, meaning that even the auction side is now benefiting. Previously, it was a challenge because it was only those buyers who engaged farmers on contract who were very active. But this time, everything is okay.
Officials at the floors said at one point rejection rate went down as low as 14%. One of the farmers, Levi Gondwe from Rumpi district, said he is optimistic that tobacco prices will continue picking up as the rejection rate continues to go down.
During the past, there was high rejection rate, but now we are seeing an improvement. We wish this could continue.
At least 6,130 bales were brought for sale on Monday, with the most quality leaf fetching as high as $1.92 and the lowest getting 90 cents on the auction market.
Minister of Youth and Sports, Ulemu Msungama, has revealed that the government is expected to sign a new contract with Einstein Construction Company, a contractor that will be working on the Mzuzu Youth Center construction project. Einstein Construction Company was assigned to do the work last year, having bid successfully at a contract sum of 18.9 billion kwacha. The awarding of the contract followed vetting by the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Authority, which issued a no objection to the Ministry of Youth to award the contract to Einstein Construction. Sam Kalimira reports.
Msungama said the contractor complained that the previous contract did not consider some factors such as an increase in prices of building materials. He disclosed this when he met youth leaders and Mzuzu Youth Association, who summoned the minister to explain the reason behind the delay in commencement of the project. The youth minister said it is unfortunate that construction could not commence due to delays by the Public Procurement Disposal and Assets Authority, which had to exhaust all the procurement procedures apart from the complaints raised by the contractor.
We should be signing the contract as soon as possible. Right now the issues with DOB and the contractor, they are yet to agree on a number of issues. Outside one example is in terms of pricing, because as you know, the project started way back, so obviously a lot of things have changed. For example, then the cement maybe was 5,000, today is 7,000. So these are the issues that the contractor wanted to brought to attention of our office through DOB. So those things have been resolved, and then, like I said earlier, the contractor should be on the side very soon.
Board chairperson from Mzuzu Youth Association, Mandida Teu, expressed gratitude with the minister's response, but quickly said they will closely monitor progress.
Previously, we had a meeting with the minister. He had promised us the same, that the construction of the center would start as soon as possible. So today is the same thing, and I wouldn't say I'm pleased, because perhaps I would be pleased if I see the commencement of the project, because with the saying, I wouldn't just get it light to say we are pleased. We are not pleased yet until the construction commences.
In the 2019-2020 budget, the government allocated 780 million kwacha meant for the commencement of the project, and in 2021-2022 budget, the government has allocated 1 billion kwacha.
You're watching the news on Times TV. We'll be back after the break.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Ache, tilangulenika, eh? Filawa zizomwezi. Yasizona. Sakuyanka phone ithi.
Iferu lidanena. Kuranya maromera mbali wase anthu akhulupirira ayi. Ndi makhuluku sangakhale treasure olompangono pomwe. Tukwenera bilere ngendama zathu ko?
Yeah, I think ngomutsalela kwako.
Basi nangokhaba baba kuthoma nabana mina mfika.
Guys, muntu uja kuli betu.
Ino, ndinakuwuzani kuti masiku ano ndalama za banki nkhonde sitimasungitsa munthu. A National Bank alindika Super Finance yomwe inakhazikitsidwa ndi cholinga chothandiza magulu osunga ndalama kuti ndalama zawo zizisamalika. ka superfinance imapereka mwayi kwa magulu a banki nkhonde obwereka ndalama zosachepera 2 million kwacha, ndipo ndalama ya buku ndiyochepa 5,000 kwacha yokha basi, ndipo ndalama ya pamwezi ndi 2,500 kwacha yomwe amayamba kudula pakatha miyezi isanu ndi umodzi. Kachiwongola dzanja kake pa ngongoleyo ndikochepa. Kuti mudziwe zambiri, imbani foni pa 626 kapena pitani pa website yathu www.nadbank.co.mw. Terms and conditions apply. National Bank, the bank of the nation.
The summer of soccer is here, and becoming the premier bet soccer hero is all about making the right selections. It's time to trust your natural instincts, to believe in yourself, be brave. Because there's the premier bet jackpot of $100,000 for the taking. So never give up. Bet now and receive up to a 250% win bonus. Premier Bet Soccer Hero. It's all in the selections.
Welcome back to the news. Zomba Changalome Member of Parliament Biswick Milioni on Sunday joined the UTM at a rally which was held at Maera Ground in the constituency. Milioni, who won as an independent candidate during the March 30 by-elections following the death of former legislator John Chikalimba, said he decided to join the party after being impressed with its manifesto. TSA Monjeza has the report, read by Elvis Hoahoa.
Milion called on his constituents to fully support him and even offer him advice so that he can fully bring development to the area. He cited a tarmac road at Maera that connects the area with the main road and 2 health centers.
I was encouraged by the UTM manifesto because I saw it was tackling all the angles that a person needs in life. You know, like people, we need some basic needs. So like the manifesto of UTM was handling all the areas, all the segments of what we people from the rural areas need. So I decided to join UTM because I know we'll get whatever we need.
UTM Secretary General Patricia Kaliati commended Milioni for joining the party.
We have the deliverables which we are doing according to the policies as well as to the manifestos and also the constitution of our party.
Other party officials that welcomed him were UTM Publicity Secretary Frank Manefumbo and Eastern Region Governor Julius Paipi.
The Hindu community in Malawi, under the BAPS, which is a worldwide social spiritual organization, on Sunday inaugurated a Hindu temple to be built in Limbe, Blantyre. Speaking at the function, Vinu Patel of BAPS Malawi said the temple will foster religious, moral, educational and spiritual growth in the country. More in this report by Llewellyn Impasa, read by Elvis Hoahoa.
Speaking on the sidelines of the foundation stone laying ceremony, Vinu Patel, a volunteer of the foundation, said the Hindu religion is dedicated to spiritual growth of the people through community service, peace and harmony. He says BAPS endeavors to mold individuals to be better citizens prepared for future while maintaining an appreciation of the Hindu heritage.
Our organization is a multinational religious organization where we promote good cultural values. Virtuous human beings are inspired through our temples. Today, we are here for a foundation stone laying ceremony where the foundation stone is being laid for a majestic temple to be built in this same place. The temple will benefit local Malawians as well as all Malawians in the country through inspiring them for a virtuous life, inspiring them for a noble deed life, inspiring them to live a life where there is peace and harmony everywhere. Through this temple, people will learn Hindu culture. They will learn on how we as human beings, we should be living in harmony, unity, fraternity. And moreover, we will learn on how we as a human race are all one, binded together by the human race.
Under the guidance and leadership of His Holiness Mahant Swami Maharaj, BUPS aspires to build a community that is morally, ethically and spiritually pure and free of addictions.
Jaya Akshara Purushottam Jaya Swami Narayan.
Musician Patience Namadingo has handed over a learning shelter to Pachelo Charitable Trust in Gabo in Chikwawa district. The shelter was constructed under a project championed by Namadingo with support from FDH Bank and K Motors. The project has cost approximately 4 million Malai kwacha, started in September last year after the musician noticed that children at the trust had no learning shelter. More in this report by Justin Mkweo.
Speaking during the handover ceremony, Namadingo said he was excited to have finished the shelter, which will go a long way in helping the education of the kids.
It's beautiful stuff, and we thought it wise to give it to the kids because Gabo is one of those places in Malawi that have got harsh conditions when it comes to weather. The sun here gets to boiling points. When it comes to rains, they need shelter. So for them to have a good and conducive environment when it comes to learning, they need this environment. That's why we thought it wise that we should work together and give them this.
The facility has 125 kids, with some of them being day scholars, while some having the boarding facility. Pashelo Executive Director Felia Marula said they did not have any learning shelter and the kids were learning under a tree.
It was so crucial because we didn't have any learning institution. 110 kids, when they were coming, they were sitting under the tree. So you know, he is very, very hot. When it's hot, they were suffering. When there's rain, they were suffering.
During the handover ceremony, FDH Bank also officially opened a bank Pakomo agency in the area.
That's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines once again. Newly appointed commissioners cautioned over the handling of elections. Society of Medical Doctors warns of increased respiratory tract infections that include COVID-19 during the court season. And President Lazarus Chakwera urges Malawians to be more patient with his administration. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website at www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page, Times360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please stay safe. You have been with me, Jawes Banda. Goodbye.